Okay, now children, continuing with video number 4. In this video, we will be dealing with how you will go about converting interrogative sentences into indirect speech. Okay? Okay, now here, conversion of interrogative sentences into indirect speech. Now, what do you mean by interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentence is nothing but asking questions. Now, this asking of questions also can be in two forms, that it can be divided into two forms. Either questions that are starting with the helping or auxiliary verbs and modals, and the type of questions are questions that are starting with the WH words. Now, remember in our tenses video, I had started or I had given you all brief introduction about what do you mean by auxiliary verbs, helping verbs and modals. Okay. So, that is nothing but the same thing here is repeated. Sometimes your questions may begin with is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, or do or does, or sometimes with the modals can, could, will, would, may, might, shall, should. Okay. So, sometimes your questions can begin with these type of words. So, now if your questions starting with the helping verbs or modals, when we convert it into indirect, we usually use if or whether. Okay, we can use that instead of using the same old that as a conjunction. Now we can use if or whether. Remember, when you did assertive sentences, you could change it using the word that. You could use a conjunction that. Yes, but when we did imperative sentences, remember we cannot use the conjunction that. We use the infinitive to. Okay. Now, in the third one that we are doing is changing of interrogative in this thing. Again here, we can have the option of using that, but then usually now interrogative, if your questions begin with any of these be form of words or with the modals, then we can use the conjunction if or whether. But if your questions begin with any of the WH words, questions starting with the WH word like who, what, where, when, why, all those things, then we cannot convert into indirect. They usually stay in the WH form. Now, these words cannot, have another set of words that we can be used. Usually, the WH form of words are retained in the indirect form. Now, for example, you have got an example given here. He said to me, are you fine? Now, remember the 6 steps that we have to use when we are converting a sentence from the direct into indirect. First, identify the type of sentence. Okay. When we identify the type of sentence, we come to know it is an interrogative. Then, in the reporting verb, we have to pick out the reporting verb and replace that reporting verb with suitable words that will go with the interrogative form of words. So, here he asked me, are you fine? So, instead of using the word said to me, you can say he asked me. So, second step done. Third step is what? Now, you have to remove the punctuation marks, the inverted commas, and replace it with if or whether or any other suitable listing. Then we have to see whether the sentence begins here with which type of questioning verb. So, now here we have noticed that this question here is, are you fine? Now, your expected answers, if somebody asks you what, if your expected answer is in a yes or in a no, okay, then you are free to use the word if or whether for conjunction. Okay. So, he asked me if, then what? Now, you have replaced the conjunction. What is your next step? You have to replace the pronoun. Are you fine? You is your pronoun. Now this you is relating to whom? Is it relating to the person who asked, or it is relating to us? So here, are you fine? He said to me. Now usually the second person pronoun will always relate to the object. So he asked me if now you have to change the tense. Are you fine? Are you fine? Present tense. So its respective past tense you have to convert it. So it comes to if I was fine. So that is how you go about converting an interrogative into the indirect speech. Then second one, another example. Here you have got an example with where if your expected answer comes in a yes or a no, you can easily without any doubt replace that and use the conjunction if or whether. Then now in example number 2, he said to me, where are you going? Identify 6 steps. First step, identify the type of sentence. Here, answer, interrogator. Second step, look at the reporting word. He said to me. Now, he said to me, what will be the, the most suitable word because in respect with the type of sentence, because it's a question. So, you can easily say, he asked me. Where are you going? Now, look at this, the starting word of the interrogative, WH word. Now, can that be replaced? Where are you going? Is your expected answer in a yes or a no? No, you have to reply back in a full sentence. I am going here, I am going there. So, your answer is not in a yes or a no. So, this where WH word will be still retained when you change it into the indirect. So, he asked me where, okay. Your replacement of the conjunction cannot be this thing, conjunction done. Now, WH word. Are you going? Fifth one is pronoun. Where are you going? This you, is it relating to the subject or is it relating to the object of the sentence? He asked me. So, here this you is relating to whom? The object of the sentence. So, now you will replace this here. So, here what will come? He asked me where I. Then fifth step is the tense. The tense also changes. Where are you going? Are is usually in the present tense. So, now here you will change it into the past tense. So, where I was going. So, that is how you change an interrogative sentence into an indirect speech. And kindly remember, when you finally change it into the indirect speech, there is no question mark coming at the end of this sentence when you change it into your indirect speech. Okay, then example number 3. Now, pay attention to example number 3 because it's quite a long sentence and then you have got the use of the special word also coming in there. Okay, I said to him, where have you lost the pen I bought for you yesterday? Okay, so now here, where have you lost the pen I bought for you yesterday? Now, because of the presence of the question mark, we know it is an interrogative sentence. Okay, so you have identified the type of sentence. Now, have a look at the reporting verb. I said to him. So, here, because it's a question you are asking, automatically we will go about for you replacing that with the verb asked. Okay, then third one is what? You remove your punctuation marks and then you use the conjunction that or any other suitable conjunction. Where have you lost the pen? So, then here because your expected answer is not in a yes or a no, you are going to retain this WH word when you change it. Okay. So, he asked me where. So, step number 3 is completed. Fourth step. Now, you are going to make the changes in your pronouns. I said to him, where have you lost the pen I bought for you yesterday? I said to him, you are having this conversation, you and another person. Where have you lost the pen? Now this you is relating to who? To the person you are talking to. So that means to that other person there. So when you change this into indirect, you is relating to the object. Okay. That lost the pen, I. This I is relating to the subject. And again another pronoun is coming. This you is again relating to your object. So now likewise, step by step, change it. So here you can say, I asked him where. Here you can strike it out and write, he lost the pen. I bought for him yesterday. So you have done with your step number 4. Now step number 5, make the tense changes. Where have you? Have, present tense. So here that automatically becomes the past tense. Then special words change. Is there a special word? Yes. The word yesterday is a special word. So when you change it into your indirect, you are not going to use the word yesterday there. It is a special word. Likewise, you will have to change it into the indirect corresponding word. So I asked him where he had lost the pen. I had bought, I see here, remember again the tense change. I had bought for him the previous day. Okay, so that is how you will go about making changes in your sentences if you have been given in the interrogative forms. If you have to make changes from the interrogative into your indirect. So for that you have to do, when we come to the end of this module, you have to do exercise number D in your notebooks. Because you won't have place to write the answers there. And then finally, we will come to the last part of our lesson, that is conversion of exclamatory sentences into indirect sentences. Now, exclamatory sentences is also very easy to identify. Those are some of the words which express, surprise or anger or fear and all, and usually it comes with an exclamation mark. Interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences are very easy to identify. So now yes, it says that the exclamatory sentences are changed into assertive. So when we change it from the exclamatory, we have to remove the exclamatory. We have to remove that punctuation mark. So we change it into an assertive sentence, into a statement. Okay. Then the reporting verb is changed to exclaimed with either joy, sorrow, fear, surprise, delight. So depending upon the situation or what the sentence. Then here again we are free to use the conjunction that. For example, he said, may God shower his blessings on you. Now this is another you're blessing someone, you're giving your best wishes. Okay. So may God shower his blessings on you. So now when the word God comes, automatically is what we automatically think about being in prayer. So here he prayed that God may becomes might, shower his blessings on, here to whom he said, may God shower his blessings on you. Okay, so it's relating to, he's giving his blessings to, so may he shower his blessings on me. And then another example, they said, alas, we have lost our way in the forest. Now here alas, what happens is when will you usually use the word alas? When you are disappointed or when you are lost something, you are regretting something, or you are unhappy about certain thing that has happened to you. So this is that one situation. So they said, alas, we have lost our way in the forest. So how are you going to express this into your indirect? Alas, type of sentence, exclamatory. Reporting verb, you are free to use any word that goes with the exclaiming of this word alas. So alas means in what frame of mind are you? Are you happy? No. Are you sad? Yes, you are sad. You are sad of the situation, you are regretting or something like that way. So here he exclaimed, they exclaimed with regret. Third step is you remove the punctuation marks and you have to replace it by the conjunction that. We have lost our way in the forest. Now here all the pronouns undergo change. We have lost our way in the forest. So here the pronouns we and our. Now this we and our is relating to whom? To the subject given there. So they exclaimed with regret that, who is that? They. So pronouns is interchanged. Now fifth one is tenses. We have lost our way. Have is which tense? Present tense. So we have to convert it into the respective past tense. So that they had lost their way in the forest. So this is how you go about converting an exclamatory sentence into an indirect sentence. So I hope children all these rules and regulations will be in your mind when you finish. So after we finish with this, I want you to do exercise in your notebook, page 146, exercise E has to be done in your notebook. The remaining those big like paragraph like exercises we cannot, we will just be omitting this for the time being, because this needs a lot of this can only be done in a classroom, because we want everybody's opinions, and because different people will go on with different answers. So for this year we will be omitting this exercise. We will end our lesson till exercise E, and this exercise will be discussed in the Google Meet sessions. Okay. So with this we come to the end of the direct and indirect lesson. Thank you children. I hope all of you have understood this topic fairly well.